Hey everybody, good evening. This is Sean with Get Out Live Now Philippines, and I want to go over a topic today of should you or would you want your Filipina girlfriend to continue working her job if she has a job? And we're going to go through different scenarios like, different pay levels, what she's making per month, the days off per week or per month that she's getting, if that's going to matter. But these are real things because I feel that a lot of guys come out here once, if and when they get a girlfriend, they tend to start taking over and just paying for everything. And, there's no right or wrong way. There's no perfect answer. So let's just go through this and comment down below whatever you guys think. If you like this, don't like it, have suggestions. I'm not the guru. I'm just going through these subjects because these are real things that happen over here and things that I think about quite often. You ever notice how this question sounds simple on the surface, right? Should an older retired foreign man living in the Philippines want his Filipina girlfriend to keep working her job? Or should she just stop working and stay with him? At first, it sounds like a yes or no question. If you can afford it, why would she work, right? But once you actually look at the real life here, it becomes a lot more complicated. Because now you're dealing with money, independence, daily routine, personal identity, family responsibility, and the reality of different types of jobs here in the Philippines. So let's break this down properly. Using real jobs Filipino women actually work. We'll start from the lowest income and move up step by step. Let's begin with very common small food stall jobs. Some women work in small food stalls or roadside eateries selling cooked meals like rice, chicken, pork, fish, vegetables, and simple breakfast foods. These are long hours, hot conditions, early mornings, constant work. Typical income, maybe around $8,000 per month. And this can vary, guys. Don't call me out on this, because these are just averages and I'm just going through, if your particular girlfriend makes $6,000, okay, if she makes $12,000 doing this type of job, so be it. But we're starting around $8,000 per month and sometimes even less on location and sales. Now, from a financial point of view, a retired foreigner might look at that and think, that's very little money. I can easily replace that, right? And financially, that could be true. But for her, that job is not just money. It's independence. It's routine. It's helping her family with basic expenses. It's having a reason to leave the house every day. Now compare that to bakery work. Many women work in local bakeries, making and selling bread like pandesal, cakes, pastries. Same kind of income range, around $8,000 to $12,000 per month. Again, it's not a high salary job, but it gives structure. Early mornings, coworkers, responsibility. Some women work as house helpers or maids as well. This is very common in both cities and provinces. Some are live-in, some go home daily. Income is usually around $6,000 to $10,000 per month for live-in work, sometimes a bit higher in cities. Now here's where the relationship conversation starts to change, because if she's working as a live-in house helper for another family, she's not just working, she's also living away from you most of the time. So in that situation, it becomes much more realistic for a retired partner to say, you don't need to do that kind of work anymore. Stay with me instead. Because now it's not just about money, it's about lifestyle and time together. Now let's move up to more stable jobs. Many women work in government clerical positions like city halls, barangays, public schools, or local government offices. These are office jobs, paperwork, administration, customer service. Income range around $13,000 to $20,000 per month, sometimes higher depending on position and benefits. Now this is a different level. This job often comes with stability, pension contributions, and long-term security. So now if a retired man says, quit your job, it's no longer a simple financial replacement. It's a decision that affects her future stability. Now let's go into one of the biggest job sectors in the Philippines, call center or BPO jobs. This is extremely common for Filipino women and men, but we're speaking of women, especially in cities. Customer service, technical support, sales, chat support often work night shifts And this is to coincide with the Western companies, the Western hours of Canada, the United States, or even England, Europe, stuff like that. The income range is normally around, and this varies. I've seen it even be as low as like 13 to 15 to 17,000 entry, but we're just going to say around 20 to 30,000 per month starting, and higher with experience. Now this is where things really shift in a relationship, because now she has a real independence, a career path, coworkers, social life, a structured professional identity. And she's had to do job interviews, do medical tests. I mean, there's a lot you have to do for this, even if it's only a 6-month contract, there's a lot you have to do. So, even if she could give it up, is she willing to give it up at this point? I'm not so sure. So asking her to quit this kind of job is no longer just about replacing income. It becomes about whether she wants to give up her career direction. Now let's move higher. Some women reach 30 to 50,000 pesos per month through senior BPO roles, supervisory positions, or skilled office work. Could even be their own business, but we'll just stick to working jobs. At this level, she is not just working to survive, she is building a future. She is progressing. And maybe she had to do quite a bit of work and to get her college degree. And I mean, there's a lot of, there's a lot of history in this. They have to do a lot to get these jobs sometimes. And that changes how she sees everything, including relationships. Now let's talk about a very high level job in the Philippines, flight attendants. This is a dream job for many women here. Working for airlines like Philippine Airlines or Cebu Pacific. Income varies, but often ranges from 40,000 up to 100,000 or more, depending on flights, allowances, and seniority. But more than money, this job is a lifestyle. Travel, airports, international exposure, irregular schedules. So if a woman is a flight attendant, asking her to quit is not just a financial discussion, it's asking her to give up a global career. Now let's shift back to the relationship side. Where does she live? If she is living with a retired partner, then her job becomes more about independence and personal choice, because housing, food, and daily needs are already shared. So her income is extra, not survival. But if she is living separately, then her job becomes her foundation. Her rent, food, transportation, and family support all depend on it. So quitting a job in that situation is a much bigger risk. Now here's something important people often overlook. A job is not just money in the Philippines. It is structure, it is social life, it is identity, it is emotional balance. So when someone says, just quit your job, it sounds simple, but in reality, it removes a big part of her daily life. Now let's bring this back to the relationship dynamic. If she is working in lower income jobs like food stalls, bakery work, calendarias, house helper work, etc., it can often make sense for a retired partner to say, you don't need to do that anymore. I can support us. But if she is working in government, BPO, or airline jobs, now you're talking about career paths, not just income. And that becomes a shared decision, not a financial replacement. Let's talk about work schedules. What if she only gets 1 or 2 days off a month? That changes everything again. Because now the issue is not money, it's exhaustion. If she is constantly working, stressed, tired, and overworked, then supporting her to reduce work or stop working can actually improve the relationship. But it still needs to come from her choice, not pressure. Now, another major factor is, does she live with you or separately? If she lives with you full time, the dynamic becomes more personal and dependent on lifestyle compatibility. Some retired men prefer their partner to live at home, spend time together, and enjoy a slower life. Maybe they even travel. Others prefer she continues working for structure and independence. If she lives separately, her job becomes her protection, her stability, her independence. And removing that without replacing it properly creates risk for both sides. Now, here's the truth most people don't say directly. The real issue is not whether she works or not. The real issue is balance. Control versus freedom, support versus independence, shared life versus individual identity. Because a healthy relationship here is not about one person deciding everything. It's about both people understanding what kind of life they are actually building together. Sometimes that means she keeps working. Sometimes that means she stops working. Sometimes that means she changes jobs to something easier or less stressful. But whatever the case, it only works long term when it is agreed upon, not imposed. Because money is not easy to calculate, but respect, independence, and long term happiness, that's where the real decisions actually happen. That's basically it. And I just wanted to go over this topic because it's something I think about if and when I have a partner or a girlfriend here. If that happens, if she has a job, will I want her to continue to work? More than likely, if she's working Monday through Friday, I mean, I don't think that you need to rush things. Personally, I feel you need to take your time, maybe let her continue to work, see each other on the weekends or after she gets off. She might be pretty tired, so maybe just the weekends. This gives you both your independence. You're not forcing a relationship to come together right away. And this all depends on her job, what position, how much she's making. But I mean, I would say don't try to change the dynamics right away. Don't force things. Let things kind to just happen. Take time to get to know each other and allow her to continue to work, and then ask her, do you want to continue to work? Do you like your job? Is this going to help your your family? Is it enough to help your family, or would you rather that maybe we live together, or we make a plan together eventually to live together? And then at that point, you're going to have to probably, can she still continue to work? Or when she lives with you, is it not close to her job? Now she has to give up the job. These are real discussions and decisions that you're going to have to make when you get there. But anyways, that's it for now, guys. This has been Sean with Get Out Live Now Philippines. Get out and live your best life. Not tomorrow, but today. Do it now, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, whatever else you got to do. Over and out.